Welcome to Toffee TV. It is Everton versus Burnley, Goodison Park, Monday night preview show, joined by Cam from the Mighty Blues and also from us, because basically he lives here now, which is great. Burnley on Monday, Cam at home. It feels like it feels like ages since we were at Goodison for that Southampton game. And at B, it feels like ages since Everton have played.
Yeah.
That Brighton game seems time ago now, doesn't it? But Burnley at home on Monday night under the lights.
Tough test, like you said. It is literally weeks since we've last played, but since we've last played at Goodison, feels like a long time ago. And obviously Burnley, difficult game, difficult fixture. Obviously tough team to play against. We know this notoriously beat us at home last season, albeit no crowd in the stadium. But again, a game that we were all going into thinking, we need to get the 3 points here, and they turned up and they were much better than us on the day. And obviously we know from the previous season, Carlo's first game in charge, it was a very difficult game. It took us till 84, 85 minutes, something like that, to score the opening goal. So, again, without being disrespectful to Burnley, they are the notorious sit back and keep you out and frustrate you all game. And it's up to Everton to be able to unlock that Burnley side. And you might be looking at somebody like a James Rodriguez, who we know is back in training. If he's going to play in some capacity, it'd be a game like this where he'd be really useful, because his quality might be the difference between unlocking that Burnley defence. And then if you go 1-0 up, they're forced to come out then, and then that's where you might see, like Boxing Day a couple of years ago when we beat them, 5-1 or something like that. But notoriously they'll come out and they'll defend, and they defend really well. They do it really well, and they have done for years, and that's why they've stayed in the Premier League, having spent very little money for however many years on the bounce. So tough game, tough side to play, but obviously under the lights at Goodison again. First time under the lights for nearly 2 years, something like that. So you would expect Everton to have enough quality to go and break them down and win the game.
Yeah, fingers crossed that is the case. It will be tough, you're absolutely right. Burnley are a low block side, and I think it'll be a big test for Everton, because obviously we've had success so far this season playing against 3 teams who were quite open, who've come and attacked us, so we were able to pick them off. I think we should have probably won at Leeds in the end, and but we got a good point there, and we won at Brighton, and obviously we beat Southampton and Huddersfield in the cup. All of those teams come onto us, and we just picked them off on a counter attack. Whereas I think this game will be very different, because Burnley will sit in. You're absolutely right. Last season, like you pointed out, they beat us 2-1 at Goodison, and it was a frustrating afternoon that actually, because they were really good value when they went 2-0 up, but Everton scored, Dom scored the header and got us back in it, and after that we missed a lot of chances when we could have ended up winning the game, but we didn't. And it's always tight against Burnley. Yeah. Even the games we've beat them, you rightly pointed out Ancelotti's, the diving header by Dom to win that one. The most comfortable one I can remember at Goodison was at the last game of the season a few years ago, the Friday night last home game, and we beat them 2-0. And it was the most comfortable game we've had against them, which we controlled from start to finish. Every other game I can remember, even going back to like 2016 when Romelu Lukaku was playing for us, and we beat them 3-1. I remember it was a tough game that day. So we know that we're in for a scrap. But you'd hope that, like you say, Everton have got enough quality to beat a team who, let's not forget, have only got 1 point so far this season, albeit that was in the last game. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, you're spot on, like you said. They're a tough team to break down, and this is a different challenge for Everton, because, as you said, typically, over the last couple of games, Everton have been playing against sides that have come at us, and we hit them on the counter-attack, and it works for us with the pace of Damari Gray, which we've seen, obviously, as being massively beneficial in the opening couple of games, and Josh Townsend as well. The onus is really on Everton on Monday night to control the game and to play the football, and to to get at Burnley and to show our quality. It's these types of games where we won't have to hit a team on the counter attack necessarily. Maybe later on in the game, if they're coming out and they're trying to get an equaliser or whatever, that might work in our favour. But initially, they're not going to come out flying out the stands thinking, right, we're going to get the first goal here. They'll be very much right, don't let them score, and then it's up to us. Again, you mentioned last season the amount of chances we missed. We can't be having another. I don't want to be sitting here on Tuesday, or Wednesday, whenever it'll be, saying, how many chances did we have in that first half that we couldn't convert. And against a side like Burnley, if you get a chance, you need to put it in the back of the net, because again, they are a tough side to play. So it'll be interesting. Can't wait to get back to Goodison, obviously, because it has been too long. But I would like to hope that we've got the quality with Dominic Calvert-Lewin, obviously, in training. Ben Godfrey potentially being back and maybe not being back, we'll wait and see. James obviously training, Solomon Rondon, coming into the club, obviously Damari Gray, Andros Townsend, all of those players. So Alex Iwobi in good form at the moment. So we should have, more than enough to go and win the game, and hopefully we can do that.
I mean, the James thing's really interesting what you were saying there. I personally don't see him starting, but I think having him in the squad would be a big boost. Obviously, he hasn't gone anywhere. There was talks about him going off to Turkey and Portugal. It's not happened. And I think Everton are a better squad with him in it.
Yeah,
I understand there's two sides to it. I understand that people are desperate for him to stay, and I understand people looking at the other side going, well, he doesn't want to play and he's on a boat and doing all this. And it just goes to show you, though, the misinformation as well. It's something I did point out the other day, is that people were putting stories out about how he had to isolate and he couldn't train and all that without knowing what his status is. Well, he don't know what his status is, which we've been told he didn't have to isolate, and it's proven that. So I think he will be back in contention for a place in the squad. Hopefully he can do that. And you're right, it might be a case with 20 minutes to go, 25 minutes to go. Benitez looks at it and goes, we need James to unlock these because they're so difficult to break down, because they are. Hopefully, from our perspective, Everton are able to break them down early on and we can build momentum and go on and win the game.
I'm not trying to look too forward into the future, but could maybe be a turning point in James Rodriguez's career. We've all spoke about him playing in front of a packed out Goodison Park with a full capacity stadium. If he comes on at a point where we're going, this is difficult, and he comes on and does a bit of magic or fires one in the top corner or plays a lovely ball through, it could change from his mentality of, I'm not really bothered, I don't really want to be here, I'm not focused, to actually, do you know what, I want more of this.
The opportunity's there for us not to convince him, because the club should be enough to convince him. But don't forget, this is a fella who's a world superstar. Yeah. He's played at all the big clubs in Europe and has come into Everton for a manager that's no longer there, but played in empty stadiums for a year where football isn't really real. He's had no chance to bond with Evertonians. No. He's had no chance to go have his wow moments. We've seen that with Decore when he smashed it in against Southampton. Just the emotion, and he said, I've waited to score a goal for Everton because he's wanted to come here for over 2 years. He said, I've waited for that moment for over 2 years of here in this stadium, celebrate with me. And you're seeing Alan, how energised he was as the crowd noise went up. If that could happen to James as well, it'd be excellent. But Burnley, we've already pointed out. Let's have a look how they lined up last time. Right, so this week on Ultimate Fan, you can win a share of £8,500 prize money. It is free to play. You get 3 players every week free of charge. So why not play it? Why not join it? I'm going to do my pack opening now for this week. I've got a gold subscription, so I'm hoping to get some better players. So this is my team for this week. Let's open the pack now. First, I've got a base pack still, so I'll open that and see who is in this base pack. Luke Ayling, Suyunchu, Kieran Clark from Newcastle, and Vestergaard, also of Leicester. So here we go. Who am I getting in my goal pack here? Team Liverpool, James Ward-Prowse, Boubacar Samari from Leicester. Here we go. James Rodriguez, Josh Brownhill from Burnley, and Raul Jimenez from Wolves. Right, here we go. I've selected my team for this week. I've got Liverpool as my team. Van Dijk, Cancelo. I've got Riyad Mahrez in there as well. Charlison, I fancy him for a couple of goals this week. And I've got James Ward-Prowse as well, because I'm banking on him putting a great corner in or scoring a free kick for Southampton. That is my team for this week. Can you do better? Let me know. Make sure that you tweet us your lineups for this week's Ultimate Fan. Get involved. It is free to play. There's 2 subscription packages if you want a $2.99 a month, which is a silver pack, and for the gold is $4.99 a month. But it is free to play, where you get 3 free players each week, and you could win a share of £8,500. Get involved. Do it now. The link is in the description. So here we go. This is how they lined up against Leeds, the 4-4-2, which is what you'd expect really from Sean Dyche's men. He's had the, this is what he plays to. This is his side, and obviously those 2 up front, which is Wood and Ashley Barnes, are always a handful. And then you're looking, you've obviously Dwight McNeil's got quality as well, hasn't he? Is what we have to worry about. They've also added Maxwell Cornet. They've got Aaron Lennon in the squad who's coming. They've got Connor Roberts as well in from Swansea on deadline day. So Everton, with the 4-4-2. And Everton, to be honest, have been playing since half-time in the Southampton
Similar, yeah.
game, we've kind of gone 4-4-2, 4-4-1-1, haven't we? So, again, that's another little interesting thing to look out for in this game. I actually, as part of our opposition preview on Patreon, spoke to Chris from Talk Burnley FC. This is a little bit of what Chris had to say about the game. Ahead of this game, what have you made of Everton so far this season?
So obviously you drew to Leeds 2-2, like we drew. Got Brighton. Rafa Benitez, haven't you? You've got Rafa Benitez, and I think he's a class manager, and I think if you stick with him, he's obviously going to do very well. Obviously, you're still, undefeated. I think at the beginning of the season, I predicted Everton to have a really good season because of Rafa, and I think it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be different to when we played you last season. But yeah, I think whenever you go to Everton, it's going to be tough. The thing is with Everton, you're not talked about in sort of up there with the City or the Liverpool, United. You're not really talked, but you have got a very solid and good on paper. You're a quality team, and I think with the manager of Rafa Benitez, I think obviously you're going to do so much better. I think Richarlison, again, a great player, but I think in the last game it sort of went to his head with the rumours of him maybe, signing for a big. I mean, he got into that little cuffle, didn't he, with other player for a penalty.
With Dom over the penalty.
Yeah. But you got a quality team, and it's obviously going to be tough going to Goodison. I think, as I said, you're a quality team. There's not really much to say apart from that. You're still undefeated, and you're gonna be looking to carry that on.
Well, that was Chris talking about Everton. Obviously, seems to be a big fan of Rafa Benitez, which is fair play. Made some good points about Benitez there and what he thinks Everton will do. I also asked Chris for who Burnley's danger man was, and this is what he had to say. Who's the danger man we should be looking out for from Burnley in your eyes?
I want to say Cornet, but obviously I haven't really seen a lot. I don't think he's going to start even against Everton, knowing Dyche. I would say Dwight McNeil, definitely a little skillful, but this season as well, he's played unbelievable in every game. So I'm not really expecting him to really, worsen that in the Everton game. I think, Dwight McNeil is definitely a player who, he's. I'm surprised he's not left. It is what I'm going to say. I'm surprised he's not gone to a team like Everton or something like that. He's a player of star quality. So, him on the wing, definitely going to be tough. And, Chris Wood, again, he scored in the Leeds game. He's got his confidence a bit up, so he's going to be a big target man. But I feel like, you look at Burnley, you look at them, and you don't really see a lot of star players, but it's just about the team ethic and the work ethic we put in. So, it depends what day you catch us on. It depends who scores first, really. If you score first, then you're pretty all right, I think. So it's just about how we play the game, and we'll slow it down and we'll see.
Chris, they're talking about Burnley's danger man. Well, obviously the biggest one he mentioned was Dwight McNeil, which was heavily linked with Everton all summer. But he's got a nice left foot, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, we saw that firsthand, didn't we, last season at Goodison Park, unfortunately. Technically, very, very good footballer. Obviously, there is a question there about his pace and speed and why. That was a big talking point when he was linked with Everton and when we were having the conversations about is he quick enough. But technically, there's no doubting his ability. That goal at Goodison last season was absolutely special, and that's what we've got to be careful of. We know our defence sometimes can be susceptible of allowing those types of situations to occur. So we have to be aware that if he's standing anywhere near the edge of the box with the ball at his left foot, don't allow him the space and time to bend one round, because he can do that as shown last season. So very technically a very good player, and certainly someone to look out for on Monday night. Definitely
we'll have to watch. I mean, it could be that we picked out Damari Gray. We saw about Damari Gray, so it could be a battle of the left wingers. So Ned's done a nice head-to-head with how they've got on so far. So let's have a look at that. There we go, Damari Gray and Dwight McNeil. Both made 3 appearances, played in every Premier League game this season. Damari Gray has 2 goals. Dwight McNeil yet to register. Neither of them have got an assist at the moment. Damari Gray, no big chances created. Dwight McNeil, 1 big chance created. Damari Gray's passing accuracy, 82%. Dwight McNeil's 77%. So, obviously, what we've benefited from is Damari Gray's goals. I think, we'd like to we'd like to see him continue that. If he could get 6, 7, 8 this season, it'd be a real help, wouldn't it, to the team?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think as well, we've benefited from his pace and his directness, having somebody on that side of the pitch who will pick the ball up, and his aim is just to get forward and get in the right areas. I mean, he scored twice for Everton this season, and the 2 goals have been almost carbon copy of each other, picking the ball up, running down that left-hand side, and, you know, firing it across the goalkeeper, and 2 goals with his left foot as well. And again, moments where we needed him to pop up. He popped up in big moments. Like I said, obviously we just spoke about Dwight McNeil and the quality that he brings, and I think technically Dwight McNeil's more likely to whip one in from outside of the box than maybe Damari Gray is, but Damari Gray is faster than Dwight McNeil, so will cause a lot of trouble to Burnley down that left-hand side. I don't think he'll have as much space to run into on Monday night as he's had in the 2 previous games, as we mentioned before, with the counter-attacking style that we've played recently. Often when he's picked up the ball, Damari Gray, he's had a lot of space to run into, and by the time he's drived forward, he's in the box, so he's got a decision to make whether to pass it or to take a shot. I think we may see more of his ability, or hopefully see his ability to take a player on Monday night. I think there'll be a lot of sort of head-to-head standing up. He won't have as much space to just run into freely. He'll have to take a player on. He'll have to make a decision quicker, and hopefully he can do that well on Monday night, because like I said, it won't be an easy afternoon for him. But we've benefited massively from just having somebody so direct on that left hand side, who doesn't just want to pick it up and go, right, I'm going to pass it sideways. He's going, right, I'm heading that way, and I'm heading that way fast, and hopefully he can show his dribbling ability on Monday as well.
Yeah, it will be a tough game. There's no doubt about it. Just some little facts before we go. After winning 4 of the first 6 Premier League meetings with Burnley, Everton have won just 3 of the last 8 against the Clarets. It's mad, that, isn't it?
Not great.
Just 1 of the last 15 meetings between Everton and Burnley has been drawn, with both sides winning 7 each of the others. That was last season, wasn't it, at Turf Moor? Dominic Calvert-Lewin scored in every Premier League game this season for Everton, having also netted in their first 5 matches of the campaign last term. He's the first player in Premier League history to score in his side's first 3 games in consecutive seasons. Didn't know that one.
There you go.
Did not know that one. It's not anywhere. If he'd have played for another club, Championship striker. Apparently so. Everton's Damari Gray scored in each of his last 2 Premier League games, having scored in just 2 of his previous 32 in the competition. Need him to carry that on.
Hopefully he can score 3.
He can make it 3 and 3, and off we go. And Dwight McNeil has played 99 Premier League games for Burnley. He'd be the youngest player to reach 100 appearances in the competition for the Clarets on Monday. He's 21 years and 295 days. So congratulations to Dwight McNeil. I'm sure he will break that record on Monday when he appears in the game. So there you go. That is our preview. We are feeling quietly confident that Everton can continue their good start. Make sure you check out Chris from Talk Burnley. The link is in the description. Big thanks to Cam. Check out his channel as well, the Mighty Blues. Make sure you download the Ultimate Fan app, which is a cross between FIFA's Ultimate Team and fantasy football, basically. It's free to play, and you could win some of the £8,500 prize pot that is available. So check it out. The link is in the description. Dead easy to play. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and if you want more videos, join us over on Patreon. See you later.